with the Final Fantasy / Square Enix theme. Sora sticking up to the plate against Action John's Inkling. Let's get it, Nerf.
And we're going to Kalos Game 1. Obviously, welcome to NDVA. You know, this is a starter now here, baby. So Tantalus. Now, this is, I think, a really good matchup for Sora. I think Inkling has some great tools and can use the great damage potential of getting the ink and the great damage that comes with it. But Tantalus, I mean, if he's able to avoid, which is Sora's MO, can get a lot here.
I mean, really, the big problem is that Inkling wants to do air-to-airs, and what is Tantalus going to try to do? Drift away, get out of those strings, and then immediately respond aggressively.
That's true, but still has some great juggle potential. I love that it gets the grab on the dash up from Action John. Now looking for something else, and you can see, you have to give Sora a wide berth and kind of figure out, okay, what are his habits? Like, this character can be very non-committal, so you need to like let him overextend whenever he does.
I'm going to be interested to see if Tantalus has these early kills. Look at that up smash, very nearly finishing it up there. We all know that Inkling struggles to kill. If you basically don't get the roller or get the hoo-ha up throw up there, then you're going to be struggling for kills. Tantalus on the other side, look at the kill power that Sora can have. 2 up smash doesn't do it, but the up B will finish the stock.
Absolutely, and great punishes on the platform too, right? This is a great stage for you to be able to punish, because Sora is one of the few characters that does have like very good range from the ground to reach that platform and multiple options to do so. So now you can see how he's able to kind of plank around the ledge, create some pressure, right? That Sonic Blade actually does poke through that ledge, so obviously Action John, good, smart awareness to basically avoid that there.
One thing that I'd like to see Action John do is, instead of trying to go off stage too hard against Tantalus, try to do a little bit more ledge trapping, because this character, Sora, his recovery is nuts. He's always coming back.
Exactly. Hard to pin him down off stage and hard to basically deal the death blow. Not able to do so here. Now Tantalus getting a little bit of Blizzaga, but because it's aerial, obviously Action John able to get out much faster. Now getting some ink, just trying to recharge the tank, and then we get a back throw, and that is going to be a nice little mix-up. Tantalus gets caught in the mix and loses the stock here. Action John not too bad here, especially because, as we mentioned, you can get a lot of damage very quickly, and it's even right now, Scabs.
These early percent strings are so sick from any Inkling. It just feels like the damage is really, really consistent, but then Tantalus gets to this percent around 70 or so, where Inkling doesn't really have a ton that links anymore, and this is when the struggle happens, because Inkling has to get just 1 or 2 raw hits. We're in straight hit territory. What can Action John come up with?
Exactly, and right now it's just trying to get back from ledge, does manage to do so, and now a grab here as Tantalus goes for a little bit of a committal Blizzaga right in his face, trying to figure out something here at ledge. The roller a bit optimistic, I would say, trying to catch the get-up option, and still shielding out that Blizzaga. It's not really been a threat too much, and Tantalus still has to go through the cycle in order to keep getting the good spells that he does have a lot of leverage off of here.
So now really we're seeing the passivity of Sora really play a big role right here. Tantalus doesn't feel pressure to go in whatsoever. He's got the spells, he's got the aerial mobility to weave in and out and around Action John's hitboxes. Action John does have an edge guard opportunity, but the counter! Great aggressive option from Tantalus. A nice little mix-up.
Yeah.
You know John wasn't expecting that.
Exactly, right? And now has that sort of like laying the foundations for more conditioning later on. Now, Action John recognizes that even when he does get his approaches in, it might end up not working out in his favor. So we're going to get another one of those very good call-outs here from Tantalus with that up B that has been doing mad work here in this game.
That was such a good bait. He just like put the blizzard directly on the shield and said, I dare you to try to punish this. Oh, you thought that there was lag on this? Nah, son. Let me inform you your mistake.
Exactly. So now we're going to get, a little bit of a Camille jab. Okay, Tantalus really going full send on that jab, but Action John manages to disengage very appropriately. Going to get some ink, and that could be good, but Tantalus bursts out with a nice grab combo here.
Now, I have one question for you, Nerf. Do you think Tant has the noops? Are we going to see those forward air and neutral air conversions where you can carry the man across stage?
You don't need them. You literally don't need them. But I mean, I think if he is as much of a lab rat as I expect, then possibly, it's incredibly. You have to be very precise here. And Inkling has some great air drift, so it's not easy to get against this character.
That forward air very nearly claiming Tant's stock now. Just the Blizzard into the side B. I mean, it's so difficult with all of the stalling options that Sora has. You just have to wait for so long sometimes. Action John's doing a good job of maintaining stage control here, though. Tantalus feels like he's been pinned at the edge for so long.
Certainly, but pinned to the edge doesn't really mean too much to Sora because, again, he has that stall ability. He doesn't have to really do too much, and he can freely really kind of press buttons off stage and not get punished for it. And you can see Action John kind of getting frustrated, has to back off and might be put in a sticky situation. Tantalus has been getting so much off of the up airs. Anytime Action John is above him and he's trying to get like a juggle opportunity, these up airs are so killer.
I mean, look at that. Just the up air into the immediate fade back. Tant kind of showing off his brawl roots right here. It feels like he's planking. He's just sitting at his edge saying, this is my home. If you want to go ahead and actually play the video game, you got to show me something special.
Yeah, I totally understand. I mean, as someone who played a lot of Brawl, like I feel the exact same way about Sora. It really rewards that sort of patient play style, and you can see that the fundamentals are really paying off right now. And Tantalus is outlasting. He's going to get that back air, and it's going to take the game 164.
The percent differential was over 100. Tantalus was sitting there saying, you can swat me away, but if you don't land the killing blow, the second I get my clown shoes on stage, I am going to make sure that you are finished. Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a really, really nice little showing here from Tantalus. You love to see it. Old man Tant coming back to show these young kids what's what.
Hashtag just a commentator.
Hashtag just a commentator, exactly.
But Action John really, I think the blueprint for success really was there. It's just kind of the problem of Inkling. You can play neutral and you can play super sick as long as you want, but once you lose, those kill confirms, you can only kill off of stray hits.
Wow.
So Action John just needs to go ahead and put the exclamation point to end the match. He cannot allow Tant to just bob and weave for minutes at a time.
Right. I mean, you say it's an exclamation point, but since we're going back to Callus, it feels more like a semicolon because we're just going to have a continuation of the same here. And Action John, we'll see if they have the gameplay adaptations necessary to outlast Tantalus this time. And they just needed to finish their plate in the last game, was not able to do so, and Tantalus benefited hard.
Very much agree right now. The side be a little bit aggressive from Tant, so he's really trying to fight for center stage all of a sudden, but Action John can't get the forward air. I dig the option, just immediate dash attack and just bet that Tant's not going to hit a button, but Tantalus has good mix-ups as soon as he gets into disadvantage.
Exactly right, and the fading up with the double jump up there, now really starting to put the pressure, put the screws to Action John, especially even when he thinks that he's getting his edge guard on. Tantalus seems to have that aggressive option that makes him think twice, makes him hesitate a little bit further in the future.
Action John does have the percent lead, and he has full stage control, tossing out the splat bomb to cover roll distance, but Tant is more than happy to look at that and just go directly to the platform.
And it's like the double dip. He's like going for two back airs with the double jump back air as well, like showing that he's not afraid to fade back in and try to pressure, like create a false sense of security for Action John, thinking that he has a turn that he can press buttons with.
Missing with that back air was Tantalus by just a hair's breadth, but that's the thing. Look at Sora's like floatiness. He can go ahead and toss it out at max range and then immediately just fade back, and then it's like, all right, yeah, you got that, dog. I guess we'll reset. We'll play neutral again later.
Right, and there are a few characters that can punish Sora for doing that stuff. Inkling is just not one of them.
The little fade back, just cross up. Action John thought the Tantalus was trying to get the heck out of dodge. His head goes back towards the ledge. And now the up smash, that has been the difference maker here. You know how Inklings like to go air to air. Well, every now and then, Tant's going to go ahead and land and swing that Keyblade hard.
What was interesting is that you could see the very beginning of Roller come out at that. So it was like a fade back sort of like B-reverse Roller that was going for. But Tantalus seems to be ready and willing to punish that option with aplomb. So very nice stuff. Now, you can see Action John looking for one of these like Hail Mary plays, needs to find a stock here and goes for an up smash of all things. So now has to be very careful here. I want to see a little bit more of a consistent option. We are looking for the Booyah, but this double jump, I'm serious, the delay manages to get Tantalus out of jail for free.
But now Tant back home at ledge, but getting the down air and no tech from Tantalus. Perhaps that is the answer for Action John. More offstage aggression on deck.
That's true. Okay, but then you could see it a little bit. The hurtbox shifting of this character too can be very frustrating for his opponents. Sora has the ability to kind of get around situations. You can see which moves he's got that have some of those like little cheater elements, right? Like the intangibility on the down smash, the high profiling on the down smash as well.
Absolute
right?
nonsense.
Craziness.
Back air into the grab, so solid damage from Action John. We're going to get the run off forward air. We are, but his head gets clipped by the Thunder.
Okay, I love the tech roll in from Action John, trying to get closer to center stage. Gets out of that mix-up. Tantalus knows that he can't go up because of the splat bomb. Nice placement there from Action John. So he's still able to find something here in the interim.
Don't get clipped with the back air. Okay, Tantalus betting it all on a jump off from the edge.
Yeah.
Instead, Action John gets a full reversal, full stage control. Are we going to go off stage again with the down air? Perhaps. No, just rolls. Waits on Tantalus, but getting smacked with the back air instead, and now Tan trying to go super deep with that down air. I dig it.
Right, and you can still kind of get away with that because Action John was so focused on getting back, could not take the time afterwards to go back out into the fray, so has to basically back off and let that fly. Action John now having to figure out, like, what's the answer? This is even, but we are going to get that nice call out. Tantalus tried to course correct the DI at the very end, but no cigar there.
Yeah, I just felt like that was one of those odd spots where Tan probably was looking for the dash grab rather than the standing grab, and if grabs have so much lag in this game, if you go ahead and miss input there, it's just a free stock sometimes.
True. Oh, going for a counter, a little bit uncharacteristic. He is pulling that tool out of the toolbox, but Action John now might be looking for that option.
Great get-up attack right there, recognizing that Tan was trying to land aggressively with that aerial and just like, all right, I'll take the inbound, we'll trade.
That's right. And some pressure here on shield. That has been really, really good for Tantalus to space those back airs while Action John is stuck on the platform in shield. It's been great, can poke, and we have seen enough pressure that, I mean, as long as he's able to get back and create some more here, this could be dangerous.
It's so hard. It feels like you should be able to punish that side B, but Inkling unable to do so because you don't know if the second one's coming.
Right.
You have to kind of like react to it or just like sell it all. So I do not blame Action John for missing that.
Absolutely. But still, a good lead here for Action John. Tantalus, I mean, this is a similar situation to how we kind of saw in the last one. Tantalus might be down, but he's definitely not out and has the ability to stall even further until the call-out F-Smash. That's going to be a little bit of an overextension. Tantalus getting greedy yet again.
And not only is he getting greedy, but Action John's getting more confident.
That's right.
It feels like whenever Action John has the lead, he's like, okay, I'm starting to figure this out. I understand the patterns at edge. You know, maybe I can swing wild a wee bit. Maybe I can toss out these more committal options because I mean, that's one of Inkling's bigger disjoints.
Right, and great spacing on that forward smash. Obviously knew that Tantalus was going to have to rise from the ledge at that point and opted to go for one of those rising aerials as he has done many times before this set. This was a great call out there from Action John to be able to do all of that call out and winning a game against Tantalus. We'll see if this new character that that we have from Tantalus is got the sauce. Or no, we're going to be pulling out the...
we're going straight to the top here.
Rob,
let's go.
The Rob coming out right now. I was going to say, you can teach an old dog new tricks, but hey, we're going to go with the old reliable. And this is the Rob coming out for our friend Tantalus. Going to be seeing if this is the mix-up necessary to finally win this set over Action John.
I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm Action John, I'm sitting here smiling. It's like, yeah, this might be a character that like Tantalus has been playing more of, but this is a big body that Inkling could go ahead and take all the way across stage and then head trap for free.
Yeah, that is very true. Inkling, this is, I think, a better matchup for Inkling at the very least. Tantalus, if he's got the ability to play as non-committally as he did with Sora with Rob, very, very good idea here. And I mean, that campiness is going to give him a benefit here, I think.
Roll in, but immediately, oh God, that gyro, the MVP right there.
Not three. Action John. You gotta get the action timings to pick up that gyro right now.
Missing up with the QTEs.
Exactly, right? You miss up your quick timings and all of a sudden the cutscene is not in your favor, my friend.
So now we're at that point where I think that the Inkling up air is a little bit stale, and so Action John at this point may not be able to rely on the hoo-ha, have to instead just get down and try to anti-air Tantalus landing with those neutral airs.
Yep, okay, we are going to get that forward air, still looking for something else, and I like it. We're actually going, disengaging, grabbing the gyro and kind of tossing it off. Tantalus still unable to play the game for the time being. I mean, we know that Rob can kind of hang out at ledge, or off stage rather, very quickly.
I think he was out of fuel right there, actually. Yeah. That's why he air dodged back.
It can't last forever, exactly.
All right, tossing out the gyro is Tantalus. It's kind of the BNB. The reverse hit of Nair actually killing off the top. You don't see that one every day.
Certainly not, but hey, it's an old classic come back to life. Action John now on the receiving end of it, going to have to figure something out here. Is having the same problem that he was having against the Sora, but now it's worse because Rob is heavier. It still manages to finally get that nice hit, and the back air does seal the deal. Tantalus has to be aware that he can't hang off stage forever because Action John is now feeling, as you said, more confident, more able to go off stage for these big punishes.
It just feels like Rob is not nearly as evasive as Sora. It's a lot easier to get your hits and then immediately take a full string out of it. You don't have to worry about the floatiness of it. And I think we're seeing that from Action John. A lot more dash-ins, a lot more just air-to-airs. It's like, hey, if I get my one hit, I know that I can seize control of the stage, seize control of the match.
Right, still Action John getting a little optimistic, going for one of those spikes. Obviously, Tantalus knowing that the up air is basically like the counter to that every single time, using great timing and spacing to get himself out of that. Now, a lot of stuff happening for against Action John here. here. We are going to get caught here, and the side B comes out. Nice call out from Tantalus to catch that jump.
Side B versus side B, it looked like. I think I saw the start off of roller for Action John, trying to do like this classic Inkling of roller into jump cancel, just to gain a little bit of height. And yeah, good recognition from Tant that that's not nearly quick enough to go ahead and beat out the rotor arms.
Yep, and finding the right timings on the laser as well. Action John so preoccupied with one projectile that he gets hit by the other.
Action John trying to get the Nair start up on these mid to high percents, but unable to get any kind of confirm here. Just begging for that one hit off stage, but you have to be super careful out there because that back here could very well claim the stock that early.
Right, I was very, very afraid for Action John there because that was a commitment that I think might have been a very bad overextension, but Tantalus ends up opting to just recover and let that slide. So now we're going to get a reset to neutral. Tantalus doing some great stuff. Z-drop, gyro, just trying to get something, but the berry, that's going to be, yeah, an up smash you can't mash out in time, and now a full tank of gas here for Action John. Tantalus now having to figure out, like, okay, what can I do to end this faster? Because right now, the damage potential is starting to come out from Action John.
These mid percents, I mean, if you're playing as Rob, you're knowing that, okay, if I get hit by a neutral layer 30%, I'm probably going to take 50 and lose full stage control, get forced to the edge.
Yes.
You just can't let it affect you. Okay, the full shield pressure. It's like, oh, all right, well, if you can go ahead and pressure my shield for free, I'll just chill out for a bit until I get my free roll.
Yep, okay, now we get a grab combo, and this is where Inkling can sometimes be put in the blender. Tantalus has had some great edge guards thus far, but Action John gets out of it this time, and the blowing away of the gyro kind of invalidating that option.
Couple down tilts, though. We're just going to get the raw side beat. No, instead just rolls in. Respects the roller. I dig it, not trying to go ahead and toss anything, destroys it, and lose the match because roller's a good move.
Absolutely. I mean, this is definitely getting to be a tense situation, right? We're in best of 3, so this is it. We have a very, very down-to-the-wire game here. Obviously, Action John on the verge is at kill percent, but that's a call-out, and now he's going to get the F-smash. Not going to kill, though. Still some rage.
Forward air, okay, selling out was Action John, and I respect the heck out of that option. The up air, it's going to trade. Who dies first?
It was Tantalus. It was Tantalus. Inkling does win that game, and
what a call out by Action John.
The trade won out for Action John. He had a little pop off there in the player cam as well. That's crazy. Tantalus had the right idea to try to go for one of those aggressive things because it was at that height where if he's not ready for it, or if you